Hey everyone, welcome to Survivors Media. My name is Pat Anthony. This series is titled Stride and Strike, a series where we dive into the lives of people who have overcome adversity, struggle, and pain, but in the end, they turn into positivity. They inspire others around them and help uplift their communities. Today, I'm honored to introduce Troy Everett, owner of Nova Mente Gym in Inglewood, Colorado. He's not just the owner of a gym, though, he's a friend, mentor, husband, and somebody that I look up to. Today, we dive into the parallels between how I lost my best friend and so did he, what makes him tick, and why he does what he does. So please help me give a warm welcome to Troy Everett. All right, Troy. Well, welcome to Stride and Strike, our very first episode. I appreciate you welcoming me into the gym that I call home. So I just want to start off with a couple questions. I've noticed that you do a lot of community building. So what's your favorite part of having this jiu-jitsu gym and the community you are building?
My favorite part is just being able to, I guess, bring martial arts, jujitsu, all that sort of stuff to as many people as possible. Like, I'm big on it doesn't matter where you train, it's just kind of go train.
Right.
So I like being able to provide that space to people, like offer it to where if you want to be a competitor, you can come down. If you want to just train and meet some people, you can come down. Like just being able to give people the space to do something positive for themselves is like the biggest sort of rewarding part to me.
I love that. Yeah, that was one thing I noticed when I came in here for the first time was just the community was very welcoming, warming, and going to boxing gyms growing up, a lot of the time it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
A lot of them are a little bit egotistical. Not to say a blanket statement for everybody, but I just noticed that this community you've built was very tight knit. So many people from different backgrounds were in here, orientations, just so many things, and I love that about you guys. That kind of leads me on my next question is the goal for students. Like, what's your goals that you have for people that come in to train with you? Like, overall, what do you want them to find?
I want them, I guess, like the lame sort of like generic answers. I want to find them to find like themselves within jiu-jitsu. Like, what do they want to get out of this?
Hmm.
And I want to help them get to that sort of part. Like some people, like I said, some people want to be competing. They want to win tournaments. They want to win super fights. They want to like go out and do this. They want to fight professionally. They want to do that. And I want to be able to get them to their goals. Some people want to just come in. They want to get better. So I want them to figure that out. Some people say they want something. They find out they don't want that. And I still want them to be able to find themselves within martial arts. Like I don't want it to come in, they don't want it, they find out they don't want to compete and then they're like, I don't know. It's like, no, I can still be a part of this. I can still train. I don't have to train hard every day. I can come in and learn. I can like kind of just do the things I want within jiu-jitsu. Or same thing if someone comes in casually and they find out they want to compete, I want to be able to like go from like, oh hey, you were casual to all right, let's go. Like whatever helps them get through whatever they want is what I want them to find in jiu-jitsu, in striking, in martial arts in general. Is like, what do you want to do? How do we get there? And make sure that you're not like burning yourself out. You're not doing something you don't want to do just because you feel like you have to.
Like an obligation behind
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah, because like I noticed in my own experience coming here, first off, like the way I got involved with the gym was Adrian, who kind of just put me in the pathway of you guys because I was doing a lot of shadow boxing videos, and my goal originally was to fight, and that's kind of changed over the course of time. Just me realizing like how drastic people go to different levels to become professional or to fight, and I realized like it's not something you take lightly
Yeah.
whatsoever,
Yeah.
And like Dave working with him, and just so talented. I love that I can come here and there's no pressure on me. It's like whenever you're ready, you let us know. If you're never ready, then by all means just keep coming and training. And that's very important for people that are involved in martial arts because at the end of the day, it's not about who you can beat up. It's more about kind of yourself and that journey inside and learning as a martial artist. And so many things that I've learned in this gym kind of transfer to life. I've noticed, the hard workouts that we have, the community that we've built makes me want to build my own community on my own. I think that's something very beautiful. And leading me to the next question would be, what's your daily drive? Like, what makes you personally, like every day, like wake up and just like want to be driven to show up here and teach the way you do?
I think part of it is that I'm living a bit of, like, not a bit, I'm living a dream life. Like, it wasn't my goal growing up to own a gym. I literally, prior to 2020, didn't know I wanted to own a gym. Just wanted to do jujitsu, but now I get to own a gym. I get to do this full time. So the thing, like the main thing is just being able to do a dream job every day. Like, it gets me up to get, I want to work hard because I don't want to go back to working for somebody else. I don't want to go back to like having to clock in. I don't want to do that. Like, I get to come here every day. I don't have to come here. I get to come here. It's one of those things that it's like, my job is so freaking cool. Like, me lifting weights, even though I hate it, is work. And that's like, people do that on the side. I get to do that to get better at jiu-jitsu, to teach people.
Right.
So, I mean, like, the basic is that my dream job is to teach people jiu-jitsu, and it's like I get to do that every day. So I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that I'm still providing the high level shit to people so I can continue to teach. And then seeing like the more, like the blooming onion, more layers of it is like seeing people get better. Like, I gave out a first stripe yesterday, and when we called his name out, he's been training, however long. He's like working hard, and when we called his name out, he was like, "Can we swear on this?"
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was like, "Holy shit, really?" Like, he was taken back by getting a piece of tape on a belt. And it's like, that's what pushes me, is like what it means to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, why would I not want to put everything into this? Because it's like, he does this as a hobby on the side.
Right.
He's not trying to compete. He's never expressed that. I don't think he ever will. But that piece of tape on his belt meant so much to him. And it's like, damn, this is the coolest shit ever. Like, I get to do the thing I love to do, and then it affects people in this way. Like, that's the easiest, like, motivational sort of thing you could ever have, because I don't have to work myself up to it. It's like,
Right.
I get to do this. Like, it's incredible.
And I see your passion behind it.
Yeah.
You're very passionate.
Yeah.
And I can only relate to myself through you is music. That's what I do for a living in the studio. And you are right. When you see somebody, that spark in somebody, when they've been trying so long and they finally, for you, a move, or me, a certain song they're making, you just see that hit them and they're so excited. And all money aside, all things aside, that those moments for me personally are just, they're amazing. They're like unmatched.
Yeah, you can't, you can't explain it to somebody. You just have to feel it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's absolutely beautiful. So we'll go into your deeper intention now that we've kind of talked about your daily drive. Is there a bigger mission or purpose behind this gym, that kind of goes beyond the training that you have?
Probably. I mean, I want to get jujitsu to as many people as I possibly can, whether that is through this gym or directing people towards other gyms, or just getting people in martial arts and jiu-jitsu in general, because it's like, I know what it's done for me. I've seen the people here, what it's done for them as well. It's helped people through addiction. It's helped people away from trauma in their past. It's just some people don't have any of that, but they still come in and it helps them just become a better person. Like, I lucked out. I don't have any past traumas. I don't have any of that. Been straight edge since I was 15. Never drank, never did any drugs. My parents are still together. They still support me. I have all that shit. So I never got bullied, played sports, did all the things where it's like,
Who would bully you?
I have nothing to complain about in life.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that even then, like, jiu-jitsu has done so much for me professionally, personally, all that sort of stuff, that it's like, I want everybody to also feel that. Like, yes, I wanted to do it as a career. Not everyone wants to do that, but just training, I want to have people realize how much this crazy sport that we do can help them in everyday life, in every, like, so if I can bring a community together, get people feeling better about themselves, get people involved in community, again, not just looking for me, It's like I've told people about gyms that are long, far away. And it's like if they're there and they're like, man, I love it here. And it's like, that's exactly what I wanted. I want you guys to experience it. Jiu-jitsu's cool as shit. There's a million good people out there. You got to just find it and you got to just do it.
I love that answer. Just how, again, passion, but also just how focused you are. So how did you learn your teaching style? Because I noticed, me being in sports my whole entire life, there's different teaching styles, coaching styles. I noticed you were very hands-on and you kind of go in depth in ways that a lot of people don't. Where did you learn that from? Or is it just kind of a trial and error thing and you just kind of get better as you go?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I've taught sporadically since 2013, I guess. Like towards the end of my blue belt, I started teaching some classes every once in a while, and then kind of here and there and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I like to joke around with people. That helps me a lot. I like to make a lot of seemingly outdated references now, but a lot of stuff that just kind of like helps me catch on to things and do all that stuff. And it's just, I think a lot of it's trial and error, but also like the gym I used to come from, or I came from, spent 10 years there. They taught not similar, but like that sort of like short chunk of teaching and then training sort of stuff where it's like, I want to get the point across and I want people to train. So I think part of it was that. Part of it was my travels through Fight to Win, doing all that, being there, seeing like the best people in the world, being able to go to different schools around the country, seeing how they teach, seeing what is effective, what isn't. You know, social media obviously helps a little bit, but with my own style, it was kind of just trial and error and, you know, trying to be funny.
Yeah, I love that because comedy can make things stick a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're getting yelled at, especially if you're coming from football, you just get a lot of yelling. They smack you on the helmet, which can work, but some people, especially like me, I learn through conversation, jokes really make it help kind of lighten the mood so it's not so serious, even though we are doing a serious thing. You know, you're protecting yourself from potentially dangerous situations.
Yeah.
But I kind of think putting a light to that is very, very important. And one way we relate is you've lost a best friend and I lost a best friend. And that was the first thing I noticed when I came into here was Todd Ski back there.
Yeah.
So who is Todd and what does he mean to you as far as like your journey and, you know, just kind of expand on that.
Yeah. So Todd was part of the gym before I even, like, the gym was started before I was here. I took over. He was a part of with the old owner. He, you know, he was the personal trainer. He's the reason that we have all this fitness equipment in here. He was a guy that really helped out. He took to me, like he didn't have to. He was a dude. He was 240, 6'3". Like he was a gigantic human being that, you know, didn't need to just accept that his coach was leaving and this other dude that he's met a couple times was coming in and taking over. But he immediately jumped in full force, you know, trying to make everything work, trying to make sure that me and him were working side by side, doing everything to do everything. He was one of, it's like the gym before was, there was like three pillars. There was the old owner, there was Todd, and then there was Cam. Those were the three of the original sort of thing. And then once I took over, the pillars were me, Todd, and Cam. And it was just, he was just meant a lot to this community. He was the heaviest sweater I've ever met in my entire life. Like, quick story. When he would sweat, his sweat would literally stay on the mats.
Just
Everything
soaked.
else would dry up, and his sweat would be there hours later if you didn't mop it.
Just a puddle.
It was the thickest sweat of all time. It was nasty. But yeah, he just meant a lot. He was always there. He was a guy you could rely on to help you with workouts, to give you hard rounds. He was always watching jiu-jitsu videos, always watching wrestling videos. He was always improving. He was like everything that you could ask for in both a friend and a training partner. So when he, and to the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
One of my old coaches passed away 4 days before Todd did.
Mm-hmm.
So losing Colin 4 days before and then Todd passing right after was rough. Seeing what he meant to the community at large. We have an open mat for both of them every year in November where people from around the community in general come down. I think the last one we had nearly 80 people there. And it's like people that have never met him, people that know him from years ago. Like, he meant a lot. Both of them meant a lot, even if people never met him.
Right.
Like, the impact he has on this gym still is big. He'll always have an impact here. Like, I would say 80% of the people that train here now had no clue who Todd was, but they still know. They still see that every day. So he meant a lot. He'll continue to mean a lot. We'll make sure that we honor him, honor Colin as much as we can, and just keep working hard because that's exactly what he would do. So
I really appreciate you sharing that with me because I know it's very hard for me, especially my best friend. He's the reason I do music full time, you know, and I see the emotion behind you. It's very hard, no matter how many years has passed, no matter what time has gone by. Just talking about those people that really affected your life in a way that we can't explain. There's something about those kinds of people. I'll kind of expel on my best friend. He was very similar in that sense. The biggest funeral I've ever seen in my life. You know, I've been to plenty, unfortunately, in my life, but nothing ever matched this. Again, people I didn't know, people who would tell me stories about him or, you know, just kind of confirm of how good of a person he was in his short life. You know, he was only 21 years old when he passed away. Um, and I see that in you. I see your passion behind what you do. And I think a good reason why I've connected with you so well is because I do see that in you. And I just wanted to say thank you for sharing that because I know it's not easy. I know a lot of times when you have somebody so close to you that's there with you every day, that you talk to every day, that is literally such an intricate part of your life, and one day they're just gone. My personal story, since you shared yours, I'll share mine. I don't think I've ever shared this fully publicly, but my best friend, Devin, um, he was in Fort Collins with his sister for a basketball game, and I lived at Fort Collins in the time, right? And I thought I was going to see him the next day. He was at Raising Cane's, the only one in Colorado at that time. And he was like, yo, I'm over here. And I was like, you know, I'll see you tomorrow. And that next day, I noticed my phone just kept going off in the middle of the night. So I put it on silent. Thought everybody was just partying. You know how it goes. And so I was like, whatever, I'll just text him tomorrow. And I was driving late to work. I worked all the way down here in Denver. So I had to like hustle. And my other best friend, Jay, gave me a call. And he just told me to pull over, which it was in a way that I'd never heard. And he just like, pull the F over now. He's like, pull over now. And I was like, okay, that's kind of out of pocket for you. And that's when he told me, you know, and those kinds of things, they change who you are. It really did. It changed who I was for the better. There was a lot of things I had to deal with. And then um, the only person I had after that was his dad, and he recently was killed. So those kinds of things, it's really weird when you lose one person, and then for you it was days after. I got to spend so many years with his dad, but I can't imagine what that's like 4 days later. You know, that's just something crazy to even deal with. And the fact that you came out of that with a positive mindset and you are keeping him alive is a beautiful testament to his friendship and also who he was as a person. Like I said, I came in and I noticed that and I asked Cam, I was like, who is that? And he just gave me the whole spill. And I saw videos of you guys back there, you know, like all that stuff. Like it was just really cool. And so is there anything that you guys do like for the open mats or any like donation things that you do for Todd in his name?
um we tend to find, like, Colin took his own life and Todd had a heart attack basically.
Mm-hmm.
So for that we usually raise money for like suicide prevention, stuff like that. to where like people can donate to whatever. Last year we donated to another person whose dad was going through cancer. Uh, so we donated half to them and then half to suicide prevention just to do it. So it's kind of one of those like we raise money for that because it's an important thing to do, but also like Todd was big on community. Colin was big on, bringing people together and hanging out, having fun. So it's like we'll donate to whatever. It doesn't have to be specific. Like we're just down to help people because we know that's what they would do.
Right.
So it's like we'll raise money again for suicide prevention, but if somebody else has another idea for something, then we'll do that too. Like we don't take any money obviously from any of that. Like we could raise $20,000 and we'd give all of it to the causes that we're raising for. It's not like, oh wow, we made a lot. Like let's take a little bit. Like
Right.
we just want to have people come together, people celebrate, the friendships they've have, like all that sort of stuff. Like anything to bring people together is what we're looking for. And if we can help people out in the process, then that's kind of what we're looking for with that. But that's kind of the gym as a whole.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'll share some personal information. Just my drug addiction, as you know about, I've worked through it a long time, and I've always been a person that like doesn't look for help. And I remember I messaged you, and I was like, I don't have the money for right now, but like I'm just saving up. And your response was immediate, and it was like, I don't care about the money. I just want you to come train. And I think from a distance, you saw what I was going through. Um, that is rare. It is so rare for people to do that, to really just care for people. Because I went to another gym, which I won't name, previous to this a while back, and there was contracts, and so it was just like a whole. It was like doing a bank loan essentially. It was like
yeah,
so much paperwork, like this long of a stack, you know. And I came here and I signed a waiver. First day, I'll share with the audience. I broke my rib. Dave kicked me in the chest. Broke my rib. It was awesome. It
yeah.
was pretty cool. But it was a great introduction. Just everybody was just so welcoming. And where, why, where did you get that kind of heart from? Like, is it from your family? Is it from people just in your life? Like, that's rare because I don't know anybody really that has ever extended that kind of help towards me, and it really saved my life. I'll be honest with you. You did help save my life. Even though if you don't know, you, Cam, the whole entire gym, the whole entire time I was addicted. I just thought about this place, and I didn't feel worthy enough to come here because I didn't want to come here high. Um, but yeah, I just want to know, like, where does that come from?
Man, I'm all emotional today. It
No,
sucks.
it's okay. This is the
Yeah,
point of Stride and Strike. It's about problems and things that we go through, and strong people like yourself and
yeah.
myself that we don't show emotions. I think this helps people kind of really just find their way.
I think I got it from, I mean, my family, obviously. Like I said, they've supported me through everything. Like
Hmm.
as a kid, I wasn't a bad kid. I mean, like I said, I never got bullied. I had a 3.8 GPA, whatever. They
Oh, a 3.8, dang.
yeah,
All right,
through
shoot.
high school, they paid for mine and my brother's college, so I don't have any student loans. Um, when I went to when I went to college, I went for music business, which nowadays is freaking useless because I graduated in 2012.
Right.
So it's like CDs were still a thing when I graduated, and now that has nothing to do with anything. So,
Hmm.
but they supported me. I was like, I want to go to school for music, and they're like, cool. Like, you sure? And I made sure I went to the best school in Colorado for that, and they're like, okay, cool. And they never questioned.
Hmm.
I wanted to do music as a career. After I graduated, like they supported me, in finding, little tiny menial jobs. I started jiu-jitsu in 2009. They were like, my dad's actually the one who forced me to actually start because I was talking about jiu-jitsu for like a month or 2 months, like checking out books from the library, telling people about it, watching fights, going like, yeah, I have enough train. I'm going to train. And then my dad's like, are you going to actually ever go?
Kind of called you out on
And I
it.
was like, oh. And so that night I went to Mile High Gracie, and then that's literally where I started and where I was for 10 years. Like that was the thing that started it off. But I think just having support from my family through everything, like through quitting my job to travel and do jujitsu events, like
Hmm.
something that has never really been done. They're like, cool, let us know if you need anything. And just like from them, from like my old gym prior to some stuff that I won't get into, they were always super supportive. They were always like, hey man, when it's cool when you travel, you come back and everyone's happy to see you, you help us out, you do all that stuff. So it's like I've been able to have such supportive people in my life that it's like it's easier to support people and not look for something out of them. Like, yeah, I could be the guy that's like this, you know, you come in, you pay me right there, and then you can train. It's like, yeah, obviously I need money to live and to run the gym and all that, but it's like people like you, there's been countless other ones that have been like, hey, I can't afford it right now. When I get money, then we're good. And it's like, cool. I'd rather have that. I'd rather have somebody training, bettering their life, and then you can help me out when you're ready. But it's like, again, going back to like what jiu-jitsu has done for so many people. It's like, is it going to help you to be on your own with no money and nothing to do while you're trying to better yourself, or having this coming in, not having to think about life for an hour or 2 hours, is that going to help you? Probably.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to come in, and it's like, if you treat people right, they'll, in theory, most of the time, not all the time, unfortunately, most of the time, they will pay you back in some sort of way.
Right.
So it's like, I'd rather have that. I'd rather give people the opportunity to, you know, help themselves out, because then they'll help me out. I didn't get into this business. I didn't get this gym to be a millionaire. Very few gym owners are like super well off.
Right.
Like, I'm fortunate enough to pay my bills, to have a, like, you know, do all this stuff, support the family that I have, do all that stuff, be able to do what I want through jiu-jitsu. So it's like, if I can help somebody else do that, then they'll help me continue this sort of dream that I have.
I love that. I love that. I want to extend, just before my next question, that I'm very thankful for you. I'm thankful for this gym. I haven't gone too much into detail. I guess a podcast is a great place to do it, but yeah, it was a very dark place, and this place was. You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
This place was this place was on my mind the entire time I was going through my addiction. And when I was at rock bottom and I had my near death experience, that next day, like, all I could think about was coming here, because even my family saw the difference when I first started coming here. And me, you know, I got more confident. I don't know if you remember how I was when I first came here. I was kind of shy and just like not really talkative, but
Yeah.
like, that's not who I am as a person. It's just how I kind of translated who I was to people, because I wasn't comfortable. But you've opened up a whole different world for me, through fitness, through structure, through me. Some days I don't want to come here, you know, because like, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not fun getting kicked in the head by good old Dave, you know. It's not, don't taste too good.
Yeah, not at all.
But those things, I think, are monumental for young men, young people in general. So I just want to say thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me, and that extends me to my next question. Is, I see you do a lot of work with kid classes here. How important is it for not only just jiu-jitsu, but sports in general, for kids to have something like that? How have you seen that kind of change some of the kids that come in here from like their first day, and then like months later you kind of see like how they are? What have you noticed?
I think it's important for kids to do something. And I think it also, a lot of it relies on the parents.
Right.
Like, I think they're just as important as the kids, because like, kids don't, from what I've seen, very small kids outside of doing stuff don't want to do anything.
Right.
They'd rather watch TV, they'd rather play video games, they'd rather do all that sort of stuff. So having them in something that is some sort of positive, whether it be gymnastics, martial arts, whatever, like, is important. And I think the parents should relay how important it is, without, you know, you got to kind of not force them to stay in him, but you got to like show them that it's important.
Right.
You can't do like, well, if you don't like it, it's like they don't want to do it. Like as a kid, if somebody told you how to do something, did you want to do it? No.
No,
Like you
yeah.
never wanted to go somewhere like, oh, I got to go to jiu-jitsu again. Like even if it's fun, you're like, you don't want to. So I think it's important. I've seen a lot of kids that have, calmed down, become more aware of their surroundings just in general. Like
Hmm.
kids that would just walk into somebody not paying attention that are now like, oh, hey, sorry, like I'm paying it. Kids will be kids. They're kind of, it's like from a newborn dog to like a puppy. So it's not
Right.
like they're going to be super established people, but I've seen it help. I've seen kids that have had problems that like I've heard that it's like they're much better in school now. They're actually talking to people now. They're doing all that sort of stuff. So I think it's important. I think the parents also have to realize it's important. And even though it's a little bit expensive in the long run, I think it's more worth it than they realize
Right.
to have like teammates, to have friends, to have all that stuff. It's like most of the kids at school now, they're like hanging out with their jiu-jitsu friends even though they're not in the same grade, you still see fifth graders with seventh graders with fourth graders and all that, and they're just friends. Like it's not weird. They're not making fun of each other. They're just hanging out because they've built this camaraderie. And then it's like then that helps with other kids who, the kids that are older that make fun of the younger kids or vice versa. And it's like I mean, jiu-jitsu's cool as shit. I wish I would have started it earlier, but I didn't until I was 20. So I really have no frame of reference as far as starting young, but I
Right.
think if you treat your kid right and you give them an option to train, then it'll be beneficial. You don't have to make them train 5 days a week, but you need to have them training. One, people are weird.
Yeah.
They need to learn how to defend themselves, or if nothing else, be aware of what's going on to where if they notice something, they can be, they can tell other people, they can, make it prevalent that something bad is happening, or they can, be actual, like they can compete, they can want to do that. Like there's a whole bunch of options now in jiu-jitsu and martial arts in general for younger kids. And it's like, get them training, get them excited about something and also help them out in life. Like nobody ever trained jiu-jitsu and then went like, man, what a waste of time. Like it'll help you in some way. I've had a bunch of people, oh man, I was so mad. And then I realized that it wasn't as bad as getting crushed in the gym. So I just kind of calmed down. And it's like,
Right. Right.
yeah,
I feel like it kills a lot of, especially young males. You know, the ego is such a driving force in a lot of young males, including myself, growing up. And I would always just be so brash, quick to anger. And now it kind of, I guess it puts you in space of I'm not as badass as I think I am,
yeah,
and realizing like also there's a time for mercy, and just because you know something doesn't mean you should use it.
yeah.
And yeah, that's just a beautiful thing. I love that I've met you and that I've been put in your path. You've been put in my path. So for the last of this interview, if there's anything you want to say to anybody that is thinking about joining jiu-jitsu, that is thinking about trying to change their life, what's kind of some words of encouragement, if you have any, for them? I know it's a very nervous thing. I was super nervous coming
Yeah.
here. I mean, I literally was like trying to prepare. I was like,
Yeah.
I came in here, it was like, I wasn't expecting to train that first day. I was just coming down to check out the
Oh yeah,
gym.
no,
And you were like,
you're
you want to
in.
join? And I was like, fuck it. I was like, let's
Yeah.
get it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So what's a word of advice for somebody that's kind of on that edge where they kind of want to take that leap, but they're a little bit afraid?
What we tell people, what I've always said is like the hardest part is walking through the front door.
Hmm.
Once you're in there, like I can only speak to here. Okay. I know there's a lot of good gyms, but I can only personally speak to this particular gym. It's like when you walk in to any class, you walk through the doors, you walk on the mats, everyone in that room is going to introduce themselves to you.
Hmm.
And that is not me going like, hey guys, new guy. And they're like, oh, what's up, dude? Like
Right.
they're going to just walk up and like, oh, what's up? It's the first day. Awesome, dude. Like they're going to be nice to you. You're going to feel like, oh, okay. And then, so hardest part is walking through the front door. No, you're not going to get beat up on your first day.
You
Okay. I
lie.
know your story,
You lie.
but you also had some experience.
Yeah.
If you're brand new and doing a jiu-jitsu class, at least don't roll with Dave Evanson.
Facts.
But we're going to take care of you. Okay. A lot of people think that the first day they walk in and do jiu-jitsu, they're going to get freaking picked up in the air, thrown against the wall and slammed.
Just yeeted,
and
yeah.
and it's like, dude, it's not going to happen. 9 times out of 10, I would say 9.9 times out of 10, you're not going to get hurt on your first day. You're gonna realize that it's scary, but also not as scary as you think.
Right.
Just do it. Like, it's better to get beat up on padded floors than out on the street if somebody's trying to hurt you. Like
at a 7-Eleven or something.
Yeah, people are nuts. And then the third one, the most important one, is you don't have to get in shape to come in. That's what jiu-jitsu's for. There's never a perfect time to start training. Just do it. Like, there's never a good time. Everyone's like, oh man, I need to lose some. Once I lose like 20 pounds, I'll come back in. It's like, no, just come in. Because then once you lose that 20 pounds, you might be like, well, I need to lose like 5 more.
Right.
Or you're having trouble and you're like, oh man, I've only lost 15. I said 20. Just come in and train. It's okay. There's never a perfect time. Oh, I'm busy. I don't know. It's like, do you have an hour somewhere? Do you actually want to do it? Then come in.
Right.
There's people that have a bunch of kids, people that have jobs that have terrible schedules, people that have all that, and they still come in.
Right.
If you can't set aside an hour of your day, at least once a week, then you need to figure out something. Like, there's obviously exceptions, but it's like, if you're able to think about it where you're like, I really want to do this, it's like, okay, put your phone down, come in.
Yeah.
You can bring your kids here, but again,
make the time.
There's no perfect time to train. If you're looking for the perfect opportunity, it'll always pass you by.
Yeah, that was one thing that got me in here, because I was just like thinking, years. I trained in my parents' basement when I was a kid, just kicking a bag that I had.
Yep.
And I always wanted to join a gym, but I just didn't know anybody in jiu-jitsu or kickboxing.
Yeah.
My dad only knew boxing, so me kicking the bag to him was just so foreign.
Yeah.
So he like taught me how to do stand-up and stuff like that when it comes to my hands, but like I just had no pathway. But now I think there's just so many gyms. Jiu-jitsu has exploded, kickboxing has exploded all over America, that it's super prevalent, and there's no excuse not to. I want to say thank you for this interview. If you want to look at the camera and let people know where they can find you, how to follow you.
Yeah. So my own personal page is at the Night Pigeon. Pigeon has no D in it. I don't know how people get that misconstrued. The Night Pigeon. The gym is at MENTE BJJ. My band, It's Always Sunny in Tijuana, is at Sunny in Tijuana. But yeah, if you're in Inglewood, Colorado, come to Nova. If you're not in Inglewood, let me know and I'll tell you what gym you should go train at.
Thank you so much, Troy. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Stride and Strike. If you guys can do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss when we upload a new episode. And also drop a comment, leave a like. But until next time, I'm Pat Anthony. Stay safe and God bless.